What up? What up? We locked in. What's good? What's good? Back at y'all. Y'all know what it is, man. Hit that like button. Share the live. Share the live on the way in, man. Y'all know we lit. We is lit, man. China Mac and Mav Hoffa got these YouTube streets on fire. They are battling everywhere, man. Yo, this is like Godzilla.
Yeah.
This is like
Yeah.
What up, Mo?
Yo, man, we got a good episode tonight, man. We're gonna talk about some things, but before we get through that, come on, y'all. Come on up in. Bring it on in. Bring it on in. We need a big old hug tonight.
Yo, yeah, we got some people popping
in the building. Sadie B, bring it on in, y'all. We got some things we need to talk about tonight.
You know, we're gonna bring us some
guests. Go over, man.
We're gonna bring us some guests, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna bring us some high quality guests. We're gonna bring us. Listen, when I tell you we bringing in high quality, go get your popcorn. Bring it on in. It's We Locked In. Y'all already know what's happening, man.
Yo, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna get to it, man. Y'all pull up, man. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, man. We got some things we need to talk about, man. Listen, it's been a lot going on, man, but we're gonna come from a unique perspective, like we do at We Locked In. We're not gonna get with the mess, but we're gonna definitely clean up a lot of the mess. We're gonna get to the bottom of some things, and we're gonna add our perspective to it, and we're gonna let the chips fall where they may, man. So if y'all pulling up for the first time, please subscribe to that channel, hit the like button, share, put your comments in the chat.
Holla, Mo, I'll be right back.
Yeah, so everybody's been tuning in to what's been going on in these YouTube streets. And we just want to give y'all a perspective that after you leave here, you know, you walk away with something where you can say, you know what, I kind of see where Mikey and Moshe is coming from. You know, we don't need no yes men, no yes women out there, but we do want y'all to look at it from a perspective where we are giving our expert opinion. You know, we can give our expert opinion because one, you know, we from the streets, right? You know, we were out there. We know how to speak talk that language and things of that nature. Everybody's been paying attention, but it's a much deeper conversation that's actually going on. You know, we're talking about culture. You know, we're talking about family values. We're talking about street values. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about a lot of different things. And it's just some stuff that we basically need to speak about because, you know, is it tearing our community apart? Is it bringing us further and further, closer together? But there's some things we need to talk about, man. I mean, you know, Math has his position on things. China Mac has his position on things, and individuals are speaking about this in various venues in the community. Just today, man, you know, all day long, you know, my phone was pinging all day long, ping, ping, every other minute or what have you. And individuals is adding in, giving their perspective. So this is definitely a conversation we need to have because those that's most impacted by this is really not us. I mean, most of us are just talking about it, but you know, the decisions that we make, they have a funny way of trickling down to our offspring, and then they end up having to inherit a lot of our differences, and they have no knowledge of where a lot of this stuff comes from, and they end up perpetuating a lot of ignorance. So what We Locked In wants to do is we want to provide some clarity so that there's nothing that you walk away with not feeling, shall I say, fully heard of. You know what I mean? Or shall I? And I won't even use that because that's probably not a good way of saying that. But when you hear it from We Locked In, you can get a better understanding of it. And that's not to take anything away from any other platforms out there, but everybody has a unique perspective, right? But our perspective is a lot differently. So this is what we want to share with you guys, all right? What's up, Mikey? Talk about it.
Yo, bro. I mean, they touched on I caught Math Hoffa's live. I caught China Mac live on Instagram. I caught both of them talking to each other. So you know, we're gonna break it down in our perspective. And you know, we have some guys coming through here to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And what's the overall effects of this on our community? This is like really the question in the streets. This is really of family values, journalists, or streets. Which one are you? And guys got to make choices, man. You got to remember the breakdown of this is like, all right, this whole argument is over some street shit. And when I say some street shit, I mean some street shit. That was some street shit. So can you apply? Math Hoffa is now trying to apply family values to some street shit. Is that fair? This is China's position at this point. Is that fair? So these are all the things that we really got to unwrap and really build on, because we are doing our communities a disservice, because it's too many great. This is why the streets is messed up. This is why our communities is messed up. It's too many gray areas. We see this in hip hop. We see these dudes telling on each other, playing out. Some people are saying, yo, they not street. Other dudes are saying they was involved, they not. It's everybody's half in and half out. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Everybody's half in and half out. Let me tell you something. Do I think China Mac is a hypocrite? I don't think China Mac is a hypocrite. I don't agree with that. He did time in prison. He always talking about, you know, the guys he loves in the street and the prison, and he's on that time. He's upholding those values. He's solid with it. He's firm with it. Math Hoffa was once with that, and you know he's trying to make the transition over. See, what is going on right now is Math Hoffa is trying to make a transition, but he's not being solid with it. Math Hoffa is not being solid with the transition, because during his live with Troy Ave, which is a guy that he said himself is his homie from his block. I respect it. That's a homie from your block or whatever. All right, that's good. You're saying we have a common hater. He's coming from the perspective of a journalist. Once you show biased and you don't get both sides and you're not coming at it unbiasedly, then you're no longer a journalist. You're just a dude from the hood with a beef with another dude from the hood. He set himself up for that. He set himself up for that. Am I wrong about this, Mo? I'm just saying. And what's your perspective? What you think about that, bro?
So, and you know, and shout it out. First of all, I mean, I want to shout out China Mac. I want to shout out. I see our brother KK is in the building, man. Assalamu alaikum, my brother.
What up, KK?
So this is the deal, right? There's many different perspectives on this, right? And I think, first of all, let me shout out China Mac. China Mac has been on our show a few times. You know, we know China Mac. You guys have a more deeper relationship with him. You know him. But I also want to say shout out to Math Hoffa too, right? Although we know that he is a fellow YouTuber with a bigger platform. You know, we definitely want to, you know, extend our shout out to the brother as well, right? So I had the opportunity of listening to what he was saying, and this was my first time listening to the brother Math Hoffa, right? I mean, I never listened to him a day of my life, right? I've heard clips, but in terms of sitting down and listening to everything from the beginning to the end, that was the first time I actually did that. And the brother had a lot of key points. But I think this is where it kind of got a little bit murky for me, right? And this is not to take anything away from him or China Mac in this case. I do think, and I agree with you, that China is holding on to the street value, the street values, right? Of upholding the value of not speaking on anything publicly that could potentially cause anyone harm legally, right? Or even
that's not just the street value though. But go ahead, Mo.
Hold on. Let me just, you know, so he's speaking from that perspective to say, listen, certain things just don't need to be discussed, right? So in this case, there's a counter argument because Math is coming back saying, well, hold on now. I said it on my show, but there are other platforms that also stated it as well, and you had no issue with them as well. So I do think that that's a valid point, right? That you know, he's saying, listen, you didn't address it on these other, I mean, when you had the opportunity. I disagree with him. Now I'm going to get into the other stuff. I'm just going to let it go around before we get there. I do disagree with Math, where he basically said that China's a clout chaser, and this is why, right? I think that when you say China's a clout chaser, it's somebody who doesn't have your stature, somebody who doesn't have your influence over the culture, somebody who doesn't have your following and things like that, who has not reached the level of success that you have reached and is trying to castigate you in the public eye and persecute you so that they can somehow take your views away from you and things like that. Right now, with all due respect, I think it's safe to say China Mac has already his own platform, his own audience, his own influence, etc. Right? I think we can all agree on that. And if that is the case, then why is it that Mav had China on his show if he was such a clout chaser, right? I just don't feel personally that he's a clout chaser, right? I think that together, these individuals are two juggernauts, and both these individuals, their voices mean something in the public spectrum. The third thing I want to just talk about real quick is this, right? That when we start to talk about culture, I think that to say China doesn't have a voice in our culture is not being fair to him, right? I do realize the challenge he's faced with being Chinese, happen to being Asian, and have to deal with the fact of being from that community. But he wasn't. I don't think in his instance he wasn't raised like your typical Asian who had no influence or impact or influence. Shall I say, who was not influenced by individuals in our culture. So it's a total different thing. But I'm gonna speak on other things, but I just want to that's my perspective on those points. But there's other things I want to touch on as well. Go ahead, though.
Go ahead, Kay.
Yeah. My fault, because I was trying to sign.
Want me to go real quick, Kay, or what?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, because I was scanning some documents.
All right, let me say this, because this is important. China, like I said, I agreed with some of the things from Mass Live as well. I agreed with as far as this dude, come on, man. All right, deuces. But from that perspective, this is what I say. I agree with Math. Once he said that he's transitioning and changing his life and trying to move away from the streets and move on to something better, that's family values. That's why we have that on them. In these type of arguments, that family is going to win. When you're talking about, I changed my life for the benefit of my son and my children and my kids, that's going to win with me. It might not win with other people. I'm talking about me. That's going to win with me. In my view, when I hear somebody say that, I change, because really, we got a story of redemption. We changed our life from what we used to be. We were, terrorizing our communities at one time. We out here working and doing the right thing for our communities and our families. Family values over responsibilities. A lot of this stuff is gray areas, and this is why these kids out here is committing all these crimes, because you got dudes with big podcasts and big rappers that live in good areas and put their kids in private school, but they preaching violence to the kids in the community. This is why a lot of stuff is messed up right now. I can't front about that. But I'm just saying it's the facts. So from that perspective, but once he said, like I said, with the Troy Ave situation, once he said we got a common hater, they from the same block and they got beef with this dude. Once he said they got a common hater, he took the journalistic stuff, he put himself right back in the streets. You right now that street nigga, you that street dude again. So anything that comes after that is just you being a street dude. You can't hide behind the family stuff. You can't hide behind the journalist stuff because you're biased. You're not a journalist. You a dude up there talking to your man about a common hater y'all both got. These are the facts, bro. As far as him and China being on the line together, they were up there together. They got time to air out a lot of stuff and talk about a lot of stuff. That was good. I appreciated that because it started getting nasty. I really have respect for Son. I liked it, his podcast. And, we know China. China said during that live, he said, he asked China. He said, China, why didn't you call out Noriega, who also had Troy Ave? He said, I ain't know Nori was up there That's something I got to think about. Why didn't you call out?
He had said specifically though, because I remember I had saw that actual part.
I seen a lot.
Yeah.
He said, "Yo, why did you call out him?"
He said, "I don't know him. I never shook their hand. They never spoke to me."
See, he said, "I knew you from the streets. I thought you knew more. I didn't know them personally." And he said, "The white dude. What's this white dude they call? What's his name?
22. Catch. I don't know something.
Vlad?
Vlad. He said Vlad and said somebody.
He said Vlad has never been on street time. How can I hold him to the street values that he don't live by that? I understand that too. Everybody talks about that and agrees. These dudes, that civilians, they can't snitch. They're not a part of the conversation. We all understand that. So I understand that perspective from China as well. Yeah, no jumper Adam 22. I understand that.
Yeah, no jumper Adam 22.
But the whole argument here is one of what? It's of communities, family values versus street code, street values. And yo, Mo, you were saying, giving a dude, the time, if he's going to court, to give him his day in court, that's not a street rule. That's a legal rule. We're not supposed to take juries. That's not from the streets. That's what judges pass down. That's not even a street rule.
Hold on. Say that again.
Remember, you was talking about when you was talking about I was going to interrupt you, but I didn't. But I wanted to keep the note. I wanted to make a middle note. You said it was a street rule. China Mac in a building.
Hold on. Say your point. China, shout it out.
But no, I was saying that's not a street rule to not take the jury pool. That's not a street rule. That's a legal rule. Your lawyers, anybody, that's a mistrial.
Hold on, but what context did you understand what I said that in? I don't understand.
Nah, you said from a street perspective, bro. You said that's why I tapped in and said something. I didn't want to interrupt your piece because you was going. But when you said that, that's not a street perspective. That's just a legal rule to not take the jury pool when you put information out there on an open murder case. That's what a lawyer, you get a mistrial for that.
No. This is what I'm saying is this. And I think, and maybe I'm wrong, China could correct me on this. What I'm saying is this, that I'm thinking, and I'll ask him when he comes up here, when he was saying that to Mav, that because it's dealing with stuff in the underworld, I'm imagining that why is he even addressing this stuff? This stuff shouldn't be aired out in the public. That's the point that China was trying to correct me if I'm wrong. Was that why
That's the issue. That's the issue that I had, and China had said that too, right? When you put something out in the air publicly, people going to respond and say stuff, right? Because now it's open, it's on public, it's on YouTube, it's on Instagram, people talking about it, yada yada. Everybody's going to grab a hold of it, right? So a lot of times there's certain information that you don't put out there just because you know that, whether it be trolls, whether it be police, ops, whoever. You know what I'm saying? Dudes is paying attention to what's going on. It becomes public information now. So if somebody responds or say something to it, you can't feel no type of way about it no more. You can't, especially if you're considering yourself a journalist. Right. You're putting information out there for everybody.
So China, correct me if I'm wrong, bro. Like, so when you had mentioned that about Mav, was it because you're saying, because I don't know Mav, Mike don't know Mav, and KK, we don't know Mav, right? So are you saying that the reason you said what you said was because of the relationship you had with him, and you thought that because he was in the streets at one time, he wouldn't speak about a matter that is a legal issue that's left to the DA and lawyers and judges, and leave that amongst them to speak about? And if we speak about that, we speak about that in private, but not openly?
Right. That's exactly what I was trying to say.
Okay, all right. Okay.
So basically what I'm saying is, a lot of people might not understand why I feel how I feel, or I think you guys will understand because we came from the same place. But people that never been through what we've been through, they might not understand. You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to paint it like coming at him because of another reason. When I met him in person, he came up to me, he shook my hand. He said, "Yo, you a real one." You know what I mean? I'm a real one. Like, you know what I mean? See, we gotta stick together, like that type of shit. So when I have a personal, like, I mean, it's not like a personal rapport like that, but I met him in person and he gave me that energy. You know what I'm saying? So because of that energy, I just thought that that's what it was. And also I'm watching his content. His content is of street before, not now, but his older stuff. When I first met him, he was battle rapping. He was whipped feet, like, you know what I'm saying. He was fighting in the battle rap scene, punching people. You know what I'm saying. When you watch his interviews, he's talking about how he robbed people, how he did this, how he did that. So I just assumed that that's what it was. You know what I'm saying. So now, when that's what it was, when I feel like that's what it was, the only reason why I addressed him like that is, and not everybody else, is because one, Vlad is not a street person. You know what I'm saying? Academics ain't a street person. Adam 22 ain't a street person. So I don't hold them of that. You know what I mean? Of course, they're gonna ask questions and do that, whatever. Noriega, I'm disappointed in. You know what I'm saying? And Vlad, but I never met Noriega. He never shook my hand. We never traded energy. So it didn't really, you know what I'm saying? But Math Hoffa, I'm like, damn, like I expected Math Hoffa. Now, people might say, like, oh, he ain't answer your DM. So you think, so that's why you coming at him. That's not the case. What I'm saying is, I just expected something real from Math Hoffa. Like, damn, this is a platform where somebody from hip hop really came from the bottom, built himself from battle rap, and was able to make this platform. I'm proud of him. I am proud of him. But I thought that there was going to be some type of responsibility there. Like, okay, I would have thought it would be so official if he would have been like, you know what? Troy Ave, we have a mutual hater, but we're not even going to talk about him today. We're not going to bring up his name. I'm not going to ask you no questions because he is fighting an active murder case, and we're not going to do that. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Because this man is still fighting an active murder case. So anything that's said on big platforms can sway a juror's mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whether you asking main questions or not, just by you talking about it, and just by you saying that he's a enemy, just by you saying that he's a mutual, why do you even bring that up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like he laid the bed. He made he set the table up to kind of throw jabs. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like that wasn't real shit. You know what I'm saying? This man is in there. And he's still innocent until proven guilty. You know what I'm saying? Whatever personal shit y'all got, you know what I mean? I just felt like it would have been, if he's really a journalist, then why wouldn't you bring Tax Stone up there and talk about it too then? Like, you a journalist, right? Why are you saying, as soon as you said, yo, we got a common enemy, it's not journalists no more. Now you on this side. Now you pick the side.
Yeah, and that's the point that Mikey is making. So Mikey is making that, and I agree with, and don't get it twisted, I agree with Math in terms of teaching our babies the importance of family values and moving away from a street. So, and when I'm listening to the first part of that, I'm thinking, okay, you know what? Son got a point. You know, I kind of feel what he's saying. You know, we shouldn't be mixing, you know, vinegar with water and stuff like that. I get all that. But then it was as if he still kind of like jumped back in. He didn't put his whole foot in.
You went in, one out. Like, what are you doing?
And that to me, it was like, okay, well, you know, are we saying that it's all right to be for family values when it's convenient, and then we kind of put our way back in the mix when it's not convenient? So I just, that was kind of shaky for me. And as I mentioned, I disagreed with him as well with respects to the clout chasing thing. Now, I didn't feel that way. I mean, honestly, if you were a clout chaser, I would sit down here with you and say, yo, China, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I think that stuff that you did right there was like, that's some clout chasing stuff, right?
Okay.
But I just don't feel like that. And as I explained, he had you on his show. And you two are like, to me, I kind of feel like both of you guys are like powerhouses in this YouTube world. So it's like, now if you were somebody who didn't have the influence that you have, then I would be like, yeah, that was definitely some clout chasing stuff. But I can't say the same thing about Haas neither. I'm not gonna say that. I would call it.
The reason why I responded is because of where I come from, where we come from. You know what I'm saying? Like we know how it feels like to be fighting a case. You know what I'm saying? Now, what if we all made mistakes? You know what I'm saying? What if we inside and the person that the person that has the, you know, that has something to do with our case is out on every platform talking about shit, whatever. Like, and it could affect your case. You feel powerless. Nobody's giving you a voice, and it's like, damn, you know what I mean? So I could, I could empathize with that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that's right. I don't think that, and I just expected Math Hoffa to have some type of, to be a different platform.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
Like, let me ask you a question. Would you have Troy Ave come on this platform and talk about the case? Or not even talk about the case, because it wasn't like they was really talking, but would you even ask him anything about the case?
No, and the reason why is because we've been in predicaments, so we know the importance of what you're talking about right now. That we don't want to give the impression that the district attorney can use anything against me if I'm fighting for my life in those circumstances. So to answer your question, the answer would be no. Just no difference as I would have 6ix9ine up here. No, it's just not happening. Simple as that. We're not going to have that. That's just not what we're doing that we like then, right? So, and I don't know if other individuals will go that far neither, but that's another question.
One of the things I keep saying, one of the things I keep saying, because it was just getting me tight there with some of the comments that people were saying. It's like they keep focusing on the wrong things, right? And these things become a thing about morality, bro, and honor. And a lot of times when dudes get on these channels or whatever platforms they get, they sometimes lose sight of that, right? And get caught up in behavior that's just unbecoming, right? And that's the actual problem, especially when you look to people or hold people to a certain standard, right? That becomes a problem. And what made us, and we were talking about this before we came on here, what made us really look at it is just the bigger issue, and it's just what our communities be going through, and what standards are we setting for ourselves? What moral issues are we really standing by? You know what I'm saying? What codes and rules do we really hold ourselves to? What's our measuring stick? And that's the actual thing. What is our measuring stick? Because sometimes we'll hold each other to a certain standard, but then you look and it's like, all right, bro, he don't believe in the same things I believe in. He don't stand for the same things I stand for. So,
let me
say something real quick. Let me say something real quick. Let me tell you something. I agree with, once you start talking to family stuff like Math Hoffa, that's a strong point. All right, you got kids and you try to change your life. We try to change our life. We ain't out here shooting our communities up no more. I ain't doing what I used to do. All right. But China, why I agree with China in this position the most is because China held a stance on other I think rapists. Somebody had a rapist and you told somebody to take something down, right, China?
Yeah.
And then the same dude, your man that was on Queen's Flip with you, you made him take that down.
Right.
That's why I'm messing with you on this.
But what I'm saying is, listen.
Let me tell you something. Hear me out. Because not only because you stayed solid when it was somebody else, but when it was you and you found out it was somebody that you messed with, you did the same exact thing.
I cut all ties with him. Me and him, if I see him in the street, we probably might have drama. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, I just been standing on what I've been standing on. It's nothing new. This is everything I've been standing on is what we learned, and I'm not letting it go. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is what I was taught. This is what I stand by. This is what I stand firm on. So people could paint the whole narrative of me clout chasing, but how? When I've been continually standing on it every time. It's not like I'm flip-flopping. It's not like one day I'm doing this and the next day I'm doing that. That's what I'm talking about. I've been here. Solid.
If you're the same thing he's calling for himself, and I'm just talking about the people that he's dealing with. You can't knock somebody for how he feels about the life that he's living. I mean, he not going around here. He helping all communities. See, they trying to make this an Asian thing, like you only help Asian people. But Moshe met you when all those Muslims died in the Bronx. That's where you met Moshe at, right?
Yeah.
So we know that you work for all of our communities. You work for everybody, bro. I know for a fact you and Chi Ali and all y'all went to Albany for prison reform when you first came home, right? I know your record. I was even home for that.
Right.
I know that.
So this is what I've been saying. So I'm reading this comment right here.
Yeah, I put that up there because somebody, Mansa Musa, specifically had that up there, and I wanted you to address this issue about the Citizens App thing, because everybody's talking about the Citizens App thing with you, and Math even mentioned it today. I'm hoping Math could pull up this, no lie, because he mentioned that, and he said specifically that you know, this app, you were alluding to the fact of protecting the Asians who were being victimized and stuff like that. And he equated that, you know, you were using this as an app to get people locked up. But when it came to the black community overall, you wanted there was a different standard being applied.
Math Hoffa is a battle rapper. So he's gonna know how to switch and like, you know what I mean? This is what he's doing now. All right. So he came on my live and said a bold-faced lie. He said that the Citizen app has a button that you can report a crime. There is no button. Prince came on my live right after. He said there is no button that you can report a crime. You can just go live, but you could go live on YouTube. You could go live on Facebook. You could go live on Instagram, right? So what I said was, okay, Citizen app is an app that you can use to just say what's going on. They use it to find kids, children. They use it to find, like, you know, to let the community know what's going on in the community so people know, oh, something's going on out here. Don't bring the kids outside. Something's going on over here. Like, let the old people stay inside. That's a valuable tool. There's no tool for you to report a crime. But now he was saying, okay, so why are you promoting Citizen app or whatever? In my case, in my defense, Citizen app is not a snitch app. It's not an app for you to snitch. There is no, like, you can't just, the app is not made for you to snitch. You know what I'm saying? The app is just made for the citizens to know what's going on in the community, right? Now, what I'm saying is, if he's saying that, then that means I can't have an iPhone. You know what I mean? The iPhone has 911 on it. Like, I could report a crime on an iPhone. What's the difference between Citizen app and a fucking iPhone? What's the difference between Citizen app and Instagram? There is no difference. It's just one is used to notify the community of what's going on in the community, but there is no function for you to report a crime. It's not a snitch app, like, you know what I'm saying?
And it's crazy because, for one, a black brother, you know what I'm saying, my family is actually sits on a board for Citizen app, right, and promotes that in the communities, because what it actually does is, right. And the police was mad because they was trying to get information from them about Citizen app, because it was letting the people know what the police was doing. If there was like a shooting just happened in this neighborhood, they tell you, yo, don't go over there, right? Or something went down over here, they tell you don't go over there. So basically it was alerting us, and the police was mad that they couldn't get access to it to find out what was going on. I mean, so this was before, like, I know about.
So he's saying all this black, like, you know, trying to use the race card when there's a black man that runs Citizen and he's trying to give it a black eye. Like, you lying. You didn't even go on the app to fact check before you said it. You just said it just because you want to come at me, but you're not even thinking about the people that work at Citizen, and you trying to paint that app like a snitch app, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's important, these conversations, this conversation in particular, and I love the fact that we're speaking about, and Mikey put up the thumbnail where we're speaking about family values versus street values. And I think that this conversation needs to be had, because I didn't learn not to tell in the streets. I learned that in my house.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that, you know, in terms of honor, protection, and protecting your loved ones. You know, if someone tried to harm your loved one, you obviously wouldn't, you know, give them up. You dig what I'm saying? If someone came looking for a loved one in your home, you're not going to point them out. So the issue of just protecting people who are close to you is not something from the streets. And I want to kind of like clarify that. Yes, when you get to the streets, it's a rule, it's an unwritten rule that, you know, when you get locked up, you don't say anything and stuff like that. You know, you keep your mouth shut. But the reality is that these are values that you learn in your home. Yes, you know, you speak the truth to your elders, those who you know have your genuine heart. I mean, who have your genuine concern and love you for your well-being. But I remember a case where my mother was beating my butt one day because I did something I wasn't supposed to do. And I ended up saying, my sister did it, Ishana did it. My mother beat me more because of that. My mother was like, it's only you and your sister in this house. It's only you and your sister in this house. You think I don't know it's either one of you two that did it? If anything, you protect your sister while you're in here. So I understood that from a young age. So a lot of times we kind of mix up values and we get caught up with all this stuff. But don't get me wrong, to Mav's point, and I thought he was kind of going to stay consistent with that for me, was that, yeah, you do have we should be glorifying more of the positive things, the reformations of our lives and where we've come from, and we no longer have to look over our shoulders or, you know, pack the grip like we was wearing vests and all that. That was a lifestyle individuals, hopefully they ain't got to live no more. So I do understand the need to want to kind of move from that. I just kind of felt that it just didn't make sense that he was also speaking about, living that lifestyle, but also talking about he's still aligned with individuals from that culture and giving the impression that, those was his mans like that. And, that's just my perspective, though. Mikey, go ahead. I know.
I mean, I hate the fact that, he's leaning on the race card. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't say anything. Like, I'm not reporting anything about I'm not talking about what's happening to black people. I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about what's hip hop. You know what I mean? This is hip hop. This is a hip hop situation. I'm not talking about the economics of the black people. I'm not talking about how black people raise their children. I'm not talking about anything like that. I'm talking about hip hop. I'm talking about what is on, like, you know what I mean? What hip hop is. You know what I'm saying? What's going on within the hip hop sphere.
Yo, you know what's crazy though, China? I made a post and I had a whole war over making a post like that. I tagged mad YouTubers. I'm going to get it. And I said, could y'all please be trying to get dudes out of, I'll be going to Albany on Community Night Cages times, you heard? I got this sweatshirt in Albany fighting to get dudes out of prison. I asked dudes not to talk about dudes going home for parole, that's coming home on parole. And I ain't generalize it. And I end up going through a whole lot with China brimming them over that because they took it like a shot at them and it wasn't. I tagged in the sentence, I might have tagged you. I tagged mad different YouTubers in that post when I posted that and when I made the post. I just said, yo, listen, give these guys the opportunity to come home, which is the same thing that you're saying, you heard? I did this exact post, but I got backlash from it from the YouTube community as well. I got backlash from it, you heard? I don't care because I know what I'm doing. I do what I do. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But it's the same thing, bro. I'm gonna look it up so I can just show it. But I did the same thing, bro. The same exact thing, bro. But go ahead, bro.
Now I understand. I understand this back and forth, and I see a lot of comments in the chat. And listen, just so you guys know, we love all this. We love all that, all of the back and forth, and that's cool. That's cool. But don't give the impression that somehow you can invalidate individuals' beliefs and how individuals feel. You dig what I'm saying? Listen, first of all, China is not coming up here to try to manipulate Mikey B, KK, and Moshe. He has his own way of thinking. He's going to think and feel his own way, and he has a right to feel his own way. And if you know better, we all have our own independent way of thinking as well. Ain't nobody up here being manipulated. That's just the reality. Y'all got to understand that. Individuals have their own thoughts. You dig what I'm saying? And y'all have your own thoughts. It's important that y'all put your thoughts in the chat, keep the conversation going.
And yo, I like what Vinny said. You see what Vinny said that tracks and choice stuff has nothing to do with hip hop or black culture. That's street code and value, and the streets don't have a culture. How does everyone keep making the streets a race thing?
Yo, let me tell you something. And nobody up here is glorifying. Nobody up here is glorifying the street code. I mean, all of us up here on this platform have lost individuals in the streets, lost individuals senselessly to being in the streets, whether to prison with life bids, whether to bullets to their face and their bodies. So nobody's sitting up here saying, yo, yeah, go hit the streets, live that street code, do this, do that. Nah, individuals is actually saying, do the right thing. So to Mav's point, yeah, it's all right to be a stand-up dude by taking care of your kids and things of that nature. Yeah, I don't think nobody up here disagrees with that. Go ahead, China.
I understand the family thing, right? But allowing somebody to come up there and talk, like setting the table up, what does your family have to do with like that? Right? Like, I'm not telling you to like go, oh, somebody did this, oh, this person's a snitch, go shoot him or go kill him. I'm not telling him to do that. What I'm saying is, what happened to the responsibility of having a platform where, okay, we're not going to allow this because this man is still fighting an active murder case? That is not fair. What does that have to do with the family? How does that affect how is that going to affect his kids? How does that affect his freedom? Anything like that? I just don't understand.
No, I agree with that. I agree with you. I agree with that. I just don't think that it's appropriate, knowing what we've been through with the criminal justice system, that if someone is fighting a case, that we will call that person on, and perhaps I'm just not comfortable with that. Knowing how they play a lot of games, just not comfortable with it.
He said it himself.
Yo,
we
look,
went live on.
You see that, China Mac?
Yes.
They acting like somebody manipulate somebody. I've been said this. Look at the date on that. Look at the date. Look, it's right there. Look how many people. I did tag you in here, China Mac. I did. You see, I did tag you in here, China Mac.
Right.
Look, Hassan, we locked in. I tagged us first because we're gonna hold ourselves accountable first. I tagged us first. We locked in. Hassan Campbell, China Mac TV, Independence, Cross TV. That's my brother Mel Cross. That's our brother. 10 Toes Down TV, 212 with Corey King, Also Borsley, Zeke Black Feed the Wolves, 050 The Movement, Wax AP, 050 Legend TV, Blow Dollars Network, OG Sonny Blanco, Mac Mean, Grizz Moolah, Bullets Gotti, Scheme Team. I put it up there, bro. This ain't no, we've been talking about this. So dude just trying to act like we're being manipulated by you or anybody else. We've been had these views.
Yeah, you ain't gotta go through that with these.
Yo, so
Nah,
hold
you
on.
gotta show
You
this.
ain't have to prove that. But what
you
I'm
have
saying
to
is,
show this.
people think
Believe
that
it, believe
I'm
it.
manipulating y'all.
No, that's just trolling. But
Like,
that's
how
trolling.
can I? How? Hold on. Number one is
Somebody said
how
that
can
in
I
the
manipulate
like-
a person like Moshe? Like, how can I
trolling.
manipulate me? Like, manipulate?
That's
KK?
trolling.
Like,
I'm just trying to show that we was on the same accord before this even popped off, before this even happened. You heard? I'm just saying, you know what type of time where we coming from. We trying to see dudes free. We trying to see dudes get out of prison. That's that. No matter how anybody else feel, and that was 3 months ago. That's before this conversation even started.
yeah, bro. I'm just standing on stuff that I was taught, bro. And I'm just not wavering from it. You feel me? And you know, everybody else, like, listen, it would have been, yo, what's good? It would have been easy for me to, like, you know, just not say nothing because, you know, that's a major door. You know what I'm saying? Like Math Hoffa. But you know, I stand on certain things and people might not agree with it. But if you just look at my track record, it's not like I'm not flip-flopping. I'm not doing one thing and then good with another. Like you said, I said something about a person with a rape charge, you know what I'm saying? And then a person that was with me on Queen's Flip Show that has major support in Brooklyn and New York City. I said, oh yeah, that's what happened. Yo, take that down. And I'm cutting him, and he hit me like, bro, that's how you gonna do me? And I just left it. I didn't even answer him. You know what I'm saying? And I did that. So I stand on what I stand on, bro. I just don't do it when it's convenient for me. If you look at what he's doing shit that's convenient for the circumstance. You know what I'm saying? And that's just like, you know what I mean? Like, that's slippery, bro. At one moment, I'm cool, I'm part of the culture, and then when it's against him, I'm not a part of the culture. I'm a Chinese man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, get that shit. Come on, bro. Like, that shit don't even make sense.
Yo, somebody call Math and get him up here. How about that? let's get Math Hoffa up here, like, for real.
Because it doesn't come with thing where people keep saying, "Oh, about changing." You like certain morals and principles that's solid, man. That doesn't change.
But that's why. And let me tell you something.
You stop being in the streets.
And let me tell you something. When I
if you
posted
mind your
that,
business and not putting certain stuff out there, you just don't do that. That ain't got nothing to do with the streets or family. You just don't do that.
Somebody said, China,
Bottom
listen,
line.
I will fight anybody. I don't give a fuck. Like, you think I don't turn nothing down, bro? Like, I'll fight anybody. I don't give a fuck. The fuck you think? He a man just like me. Just like he a man just like me. He on camera getting beat up just like anybody else. The fuck, like, I'm not.
Yeah,
I
just think that being in that predicament, man. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. I do think that it's boundaries. You don't want to cross certain boundaries. And it's always I mean, I get the journalists that do that. I mean, I see certain channels and they kind of seem like they talk about anything.
They trying to gang up on Tax Stone. That's real shit, bro. Whether he was right or wrong, whatever, man. That man made a mistake. Everybody on this planet made a mistake before. We all went through that system, and we were guilty. We were innocent until proven guilty. You know what I'm saying? So whatever we did, you know what I mean. a lot of us, some people might be innocent, but a lot of us wasn't, and we was all in that predicament, and we was all fighting for our life. So when I see people ganging up on somebody, like everybody and all these platforms just ganging up on him, and nobody, I just expected something different from Math. You know what I'm saying? But he disappointed me, and I just said what I said. You know what I'm saying?
So nothing but the truth. 718 says his only thing is how you deny Chinese racism.
I denied that.
That's his claim right here.
Yo, we got to take that clip that he had when we was on. Remember that conversation we had, and we was going in about that.
I want China to respond to that because he responded to that on Math.
It got deep. I said,
that's the whole China responded. He responded, KK, to this on Math when he was speaking about his family.
Yeah.
So he already addressed this issue.
Yeah, people just you got to do your own research. Like, I don't know where y'all get your information from, but people just grab little things and then just run with it. Like, do some research. Don't be lazy, man. You got an internet. You could just Google stuff, and you could really do your research. Don't just let 1 second of content dictate how you look at a person, because that's just lazy thinking. I've never denied that there was racism in within the Chinese culture. I said it, you know what I'm saying? I said that my own grandfather didn't want me to play with black kids, and I wouldn't go back in the house after that. You know what I'm saying? Because he told me I couldn't play with this kid that I was with in Brooklyn. Like, when he picked me up, he said, "Oh, you can't come in the house if you're playing with black kids." And when we got in the house, I got out the car, I stood on the footsteps. I said, "Tell my mom to pick me up. I'm not going inside." So yes, there is, but that was our old generation. That's an older generation. You know what I'm saying? And they don't have, they didn't have dealings with black people or anybody else in other cultures like that. But it's a different, you know what I mean? It's a different time now. You know what I mean? So but you can't. So yeah, there is racism within Chinese, but there's racism within black culture. There's racism within every culture. Like, I remember going to school and kids was picking on Haitian kids. Like, black people was picking on Haitian kids, and I knew one kid that killed himself because of that. You know what I'm saying? Because of all the shit that he was going through. So yeah, I mean, every culture has it, bro. Every culture has it, and don't just to say, just to pinpoint it on all Chinese people are like this. That's trash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I agree with that. I mean, I know that that's just not accurate or what have you. That's definitely a false narrative, and I know individuals are going to do everything in their power. And I see Mansa Musa got something up here talking about the only people on the planet that allows someone out from outside the community have a voice while simultaneously not being able to have a voice in other communities, or whatever the case may be like that. Who are you suggesting doesn't have a voice in other communities? How do you know that we don't have voices in other communities? And this is what I'm saying, like, so you can take this little snapshot of events and think somehow because you see us up on this platform that somehow we can't speak to the issues in other communities. Wow. You don't know what we do in other communities. You don't know who we're accepted by and who we're embraced by in other communities. You don't know who we're on the front line.
That's the whole point, though.
You don't know what I did for the last 10 weeks of my life. You think what I'm saying? So I think that statement is just based on ignorance, because you don't have knowledge of what we do up here with our time. You don't know what's going on. You don't know who we fighting for, or whose homes are, what people and what cultures allow us in their homes and things like that. You have no knowledge of that, so you're just speaking without ignorance. Without knowledge.
But that's trolls. The trolls gonna troll, bro.
I know, and we gonna build with the trolls. I know how to civilize the uncivilized. You know what I'm saying? Right? So that little comment is just ignorant, but you got to sometimes do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm with that, right? But and I think that these conversations need to be had. Listen, if you pulling up for the first time, man, I'm your host, Moshe Cantor. I'm here with my co-host, Mikey B and KK, and we got our brother up here, China Mac, man. And we going back and forth, man. We discussing street values versus family values. We talking about a lot of stuff, man. We talking about the situation with Mav Hoffa, and where this is going, and what we've learned from this and things like that.
Crazy where that stuff get defined at. I wanted to ask you, that's what me and what's the name was going back and forth about. Where it gets defined at? Where those values get defined at? Where those values
get defined earlier. They get defined, but this is what I'm saying. Family values are universally defined by family, bro.
A lot of people, families is messed up. A lot of people, families, a lot of people don't even have families. So this is why I said we go through that. What defines those actual values? You know what I'm saying? So I asked that, and some people don't really have proper definitions of it, or they don't get properly instructed on what is family values. You know what I'm saying? What is having proper responsibility? How do you look out for your brother or your sister? How do you affectionately?
What is having proper
your mother?
responsibility?
You know what I'm saying?
Responsibility is being taking care of yourself and your family, bro. That's simple. That's basic.
It's simple and basic, but that's not being followed simply and basically. It ain't being followed though.
Give us some more family values, China.
We see that all day, bro. All day we see that, bro.
No. See, let me tell you something. You got street families, right? You got street families. That's street values. That ain't family values, bro. That's not in the house values, bro. That's not family values, bro.
But brothers be dudes. Look, somebody had just said it. Dudes do be looking to the streets for that.
Oh, that's street values. You look into the street for that.
Yeah,
that's street values.
And that's what I'm talking about as far as where that definition comes from. You see what I'm saying? And how they define it. So how you may look at it, you could look at it in a proper way. You specifically, right? Look at it in a proper way. But everyone is not looking at it that way. That's why when you had said that earlier, I said I use me personally, like God defines that, Allah defines that, right? In my thing, as far as family values, responsibility, even how you treat your friends. Certain, I'm saying there's a certain code of ethics and principles that you stand by, right? And we gotta have a measuring stick. And so a lot of times we use the wrong measuring stick. We'll use the guy that's feared or respected in the neighborhood, or got the most clout, or somebody who got the most money, right? Or somebody who's the best looking or whatever. We'll use these things as our standards and as our measuring sticks. Just like on YouTube, dudes is looking at guys who got all these likes and views, no matter how ignorant and stupid they be acting, right? And they'll use that and follow that blueprint, right? Oh, this is my measuring stick. This is how how it's supposed to be done, right? And they're not following the right guide. I mean, a lot of these dudes are not following the right guide at all. That's why all of them keep doing the same thing, making the same mistakes.
And to Ben Franklin's question, what did Troy Ave say on the show? Can someone answer that question? Yeah, Mikey.
I can't answer that question. I ain't watched the interview.
KK.
I just know about the values, baby. That's what I'm doing. What did he say that was incriminating?
I didn't watch it.
You might be able to answer that question, Ben Frank, and that just goes to show you nobody's talking about whether if he said anything incriminating or not. That's not the issue at We Locked In. So the issue is that hold on, this man has an open case, and this we don't even want to delve into that. That's the whole point. And I think that's the much bigger issue, and that could lead to a whole murky stuff. We've been through that. If you haven't been through that, then it's a whole nother conversation. You think I'm saying? If you haven't, stood in to face charges that are levied against you or whatever the case may be like that, where everything matters in your favor, you believe me, man, you don't want to be doing no interviews. You don't want to have your face plastered anywhere, because that can get real ugly for you. Hold on. Somebody said we should be brothers, but Chinese American are definitely racist, at least most. Of course, I mean, I don't think that there's no doubt that Chinese, but I don't want to paint a broad, paint it broadly and simply say everybody that's Chinese is racist. Like that's being prejudicial and xenophobic, right?
Yeah.
We can't do that. We can't say that like that. You got individuals that, like I see Smitty put in the chat, that individuals that were raised in the culture, they have a right. They got a voice. They have a voice. You dig what I'm saying? So you can't invalidate individuals' experiences and their contributions or what have you. You can't do that. If individuals were raised around blacks, and things like that, you can't invalidate that experience. And not to mention that we keep talking about this, man. We keep talking about this. We talking about the modern way of how we look and see things, but we're not talking about the origins of the Asiatic origins of our people. Everybody talking about this black stuff. Everybody talking about what we as black people need to do. What we as black people need to do is pick up some books. Because I don't see nobody talking about the origins of black civilization in the Indus Valley. I don't hear nobody talking about how black people were in the modern day Pakistan, India, and China. Ain't nobody having that conversation. Ain't nobody talking about who the original black people on the face of this earth were. I mean, what land they derived from and where they ended up migrating to. Anybody want to have that conversation with me? Because the reality is that some Chinese people probably more black than you. They probably just don't acknowledge their blackness, but some of them are probably more black than you.
What difference does this make?
No. The point I'm saying, Mikey, is this.
Not
Mikey,
true, bro. I'm talking about word 183rd, bro.
Hold on, put up that photo that we have, Mikey.
All right, hold on.
And this is very important because individuals is claiming that son is not black enough, and that's like a target to Chinese people, and I think that that's ignorant, bro. If we're gonna have a serious conversation about our origins, who we are as a people, we're never gonna be able to get anywhere if we're talking about the year 2023 and what you look like today. Like, I mean, so it's all just smoke and mirrors. Everybody want to speak about that. Answer this question to me. These people that's in this photo right here, where are these people from? Anybody want to put in the chat and take a guess where any of these black people right here from? Take a guess. I challenge anybody in the chat, anybody who's been putting something in the chat to tell me where any of these people are from. I don't see nobody putting it in the chat.
I ain't chatting in the chat.
Yeah, not word 183rd, not Congo, winning cipher. Those are Chinese people, man. Those are the same people you talking about ain't black. This is what I'm saying. Like where we getting this from? Not Miss Sunshine, not Indonesia, Jose Montalvo, China. The same Chinese people we talking about racist. This is what's the bloodline, man. We gotta pick up some books. We gotta really, really pick up some books. What we need to do is pick up a book by Ivan Van Sertima called African Presence in Early Asia. But not only that book, African Presence in Early Europe.
Look at a DVD.
In early America.
Look at Hidden Colors.
That's what we really need to start doing. We really need to start asking ourselves, who were the original people who populated these areas we know as Vietnam? And, you know, these terms are modern. These are modern names of countries, man. We really start picking up these books, man, because the ignorance is y'all who keep perpetuating this myth that somehow the original Chinese people look like China today. The original Chinese people were blacker than everybody on this panel. Everybody.
Yo, who watched Hidden Colors? If you seen Hidden Colors, put a 1 in the chat. If you seen the documentary Hidden Colors, put a 1 in the chat.
Divine, you're right. They don't want to be black. But whose fault is that? It's the fact that they deny the origins of who they are as a people is a knock on them. You got people in Latin America who deny their blackness.
Shit, you got black people who don't want to say
who deny their blackness.
Yeah, so come on, bro.
Yo, God the Brand, you the only one in the chat that seen Hidden Colors? Yo, they got it on Netflix. I think it's on Prime. Go see
Yo,
Hidden
KK.
Colors.
Yo,
Prince just called me. He trying to get on here.
That's the Citizen. That's what we got Citizen app. We got to break him up, man.
In this
I
map
just
right
gave
here.
him the link, but send him
Yeah,
the link.
Here we go.
There you go. There you go, right there.
All right, they see it. A few people see it. J-Lo, Chuck Hampton. Yo, peace, bro. Salute.
Yo, peace.
Yo,
salute. How you doing,
salute,
man?
Salute. I'm right here in front of 48 Park right now. I'm in the hood. What's good?
Okay.
Yeah, what's good, bro?
Yo, Dennis Map, let everybody know who you are, man, and what's your claim to fame, my brother.
Yeah.
Shout it out to you too, bro.
Unfortunately, I don't be on YouTube like that. My name is Prince Map. You know what I'm saying? They got my real name on it, but I don't care. My name is Prince Map. I'm from Southside Jamaica, Queens.
Okay.
I did 18 and a half years in prison with no blemishes. You know, now I'm head of community and coach of the Citizen app. I'm an engineer right now. What's up?
There you go, right there. Engineer at Citizen app.
All right, so KK, since you have a relationship with him, why don't you ask him, the questions that we've been discussing?
Oh, one of the things we discussed, because somebody had mentioned something about Citizen app, because Matt Hoffa and China Maggie had a back and forth, whatever, and then they tried to throw. He was saying that he was trying to use the Citizen app just to help Chinese people, right? And not really knowing or understanding what Citizen app is or where it came from, whatever. Could you please enlighten the people on what it is, what it does, and what it's for?
So let me make something clear. Let me make something clear first and foremost. There's no way possible that you could report a crime on Citizen app. we have a feature where you can go live when you're at an emergency. In the last 90 days, we have found over 30 black and brown missing children. So what we do is we can alert people with hyper alerts in your area in case a child goes missing. Like, for example, with my mom, she lives by Rite Aid. If there's a robbery in Rite Aid, someone calls 911. We listen to that 911 call and we send that same call to the users. So now the people in the area know that Rite Aid just got robbed. But we don't call 911. 911, someone calls 911 and we get the information and we just send the information out. So we send emergencies out, alerts.
And the purpose for these,
I would not support nothing that report crimes, because there'd be too many profiling, people going to jail on the expense of us, and we don't do shit like that.
So primarily the purpose of Citizens App is to just keep people informed about harm that may potentially reach them in the event that they are unaware of it. That's
it, bro. It gives you a chance to make a real-time decision. Like when I used to go to parole on Tuesdays, speak to the brothers and tell them, yo, download Citizen App. Because if there's something happening, like I just passed through 40, right? If there's something happening in Baisley and I'm on my way from Baisley to 40 and someone just got shot and in the descriptions the person got a black hoodie and black jeans, why the fuck would I want to go to Baisley? You know what I'm saying? So when you want to know where not to go, that's all we tell you, where not to go. We don't tell you where to go. We don't tell you to report a crime. That's not what we do. We help you make informed decisions on where not to be. Then when a child goes missing, like I said, you don't see black and brown children on Good Morning America, but you see every last one of them on Citizen App. You know what I'm saying? And we find them, bro. I personally myself have found about 5 or 6 young girls that was missing, who've been missing for 2 weeks, and police stopped looking for them. You know what I'm saying? That shit he said was dead wrong. He shouldn't have said that shit. He's mad because Mac went on one of his platforms and shouted me and my bros out because we all did business together. KK's my nephew. He know how we give it up. He know how I give it up. I did 18 and a half years. For my case was in American Towers. I'm from Southside. You think I'm gonna come out and get on an app that gets people locked up? Come on, bro.
Hold on. But I'm racist because I shouted out my black bros that I came home from prison and is running a fucking app. A big app, multi-million-dollar app, right? I'm racist, and I use that platform, and I shouted my bros out. That's not the first time I shouted my bros out either. I shouted my bros out on every platform I went on. So, but
Matt, can I ask you a question? How are you racist if you made me the president of the Chinese organization in Sing Sing?
KCDB?
Oh, yeah, bro. How mad at me were they, bro?
Yeah, I forgot
how the fuck
about
are you
that.
racist? You made me the president of the Chinese organization in Sing Sing. How are you racist? You made me the president.
Hold on, man. Hold on, Prince. This is history that we don't have knowledge of. Hold on. You saying when you two was in Sing Sing together, China Mac made you the president of the Chinese organization?
He made the president of the Chinese organization, and all the Asian brothers was tight with him, and he had to slap one of them right in the classroom in front of everybody. I ain't got a lot to kick it, bro. I'm dead ass.
They was so mad at me. You know what I'm saying? I said, nah, fuck that. We gonna
Nah.
Come on, man. This man ain't got a racist bone in his body, man. Just because he loves his people, I love my black people too, man. And I stand up for them every chance I get. Do that make me not hate? That make me hate white people or Asian people? No, I love my black people. Why he can't love his Asian people? Why he can't stand up when an Asian person get hit in the head with a rock by a black person? Why he can't speak up for that? It's okay. We do it, right? We do it. There's nothing wrong with that, man. That
and
man
that's the
ain't
whole
racist,
thing
man.
here.
We done went on trailers together, man. His mother done fed my children in trailers and everything, man. Big ass shrimp and all that shit, bro. His mama.
Right. Your daughters came into my trailer. We fed them and all that, right?
It's facts.
My mom
Chinese
loves your kids.
food. Chinese food.
It wasn't a cat or a dog or a rat inside.
Hold on. You know I got to go in. So was y'all eating it the way Haas was eating the chicken and all that? Y'all was doing it.
Yo, bro. His mom's could cook an ass off. She made some shrimps. I ain't even know that they made shrimp that big. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Them shit was bigger than fucking niggas' ears, bro. Them shit was mad big, bro.
Pushing unity.
Yo,
That's right.
Man.
Pushing
well,
unity.
And for the record, because and this is nothing but the truth 718. No, don't get it twisted. I wasn't wilding out on the chat, bro. I wasn't doing that. What I was simply saying, listen, that a lot of times what we be doing is that we do reverse stuff. We're calling this man. A lot of us use the word honor, integrity, principles, values, and all these things, right? We want the same respect, but we don't want to give it to individuals, right? How you gonna call this man a racist? And y'all don't even have knowledge of his past. Y'all don't know anything about the body of his work or anything like that. You think what I'm saying? So what I was saying was, and I'm not talking to you, nothing but the truth. What I'm simply saying, no. I know you didn't call China Mac a racist. I know you didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? And I know you're not saying that. What I'm saying, and I'm not even speaking to you, bro. I'm not even talking. I'm just saying in general, this is the narrative, and I don't think it's fair because it gives the impression that this individual is something that he's not. And I think if we're going to speak the truth, let's just have a conversation about the truth. The same way I'm not going to sit up here and say, yo, we need to attack Mav because Mav may have, made some comments. No, we're not attacking Mav neither. We just setting the record straight. You dig what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we can agree to disagree. We can sit up here and say, yo, those of us that we locked in kind of want to get, want to get to the bottom of things. You dig what I'm saying? But I do think that this conversation needs to be had because I never knew that Prince was the president of the Chinese organization in Sing Sing. Who knew that?
I was there, bro. I was there.
Who knew China did that?
I was there, bro.
Listen, man, and I'm gonna shout out. I'm gonna give you brothers a shout out.
Chinese office.
Because I don't really be on YouTube like that. But Mikey B, man, we was in 5 Points together, and you was always a stand-up brother. And I see my nephew on the platform with you, and I love my nephew. My nephew did 25 years and came home 10 tones down. I respect you, brothers. And I did 18 and a half years, and now I'm running a tech company. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
right. Get that money.
Life is doable. You know what I'm saying? I told Hoffa, I said, yo, man, you can show me right now how to report a crime on Citizen app. I'll give you $1 million. What's up?
I heard you say that on live. I heard you say that on China Mac Live.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't come up here just throwing dirt on dudes' names because we trying to feed our families and make a living. You know what I'm saying? Ethically, like how many times he done threw people under the bus on his lives and on his YouTubes? How many times? You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. You promote a whole bunch of rats, a whole bunch of dudes that ain't right. That's just you. That's how you happen to give it up. That's just, I don't knock that. That's your problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in that life. I'm not in the street. I pay taxes every day. You know what I'm saying? I want to raise my grandchildren. And one thing I'm not doing, I'm never going to be hungry. I'm never going back to prison. That's it.
That's right. That's how I feel. I'm never going back to prison. I'll be hungry not to go back to prison.
So Prince, explain. And this is not to knock Math or anything. Explain how somebody would be able to make the claim that Citizen app is snitching. Why is it easy for people to make that claim when what you're saying is not? Yeah. I mean, I don't know if anybody else has stated that, but in this case,
many people have said it, and I have explained it to many people because they have a legit reason to feel that way because they know that we're getting all the alerts that's happening around you. So when a shooting happens in the Bronx, you're gonna get an alert to your phone saying man shot on 180th and Southern Boulevard. You know what I'm saying? A person robbed at Rite Aid. You're gonna get a person saying elderly woman robbed at Rite Aid after someone calls a 911 call. Now a person has the ability to go live on that incident, meaning that if the person's around where the person was shot at, the person that's there can actually go live and show you, just like the news or anybody else, or Facebook Live or Instagram Live, and show you what's happening in real time. But what happens is people think that we source our information from NYPD, and NYPD have no affiliation with Citizen at all. What we do is we have proprietary technology that listens to 911 calls.
Almost like that. What's like the scanners? Like the scanners back in the day.
On steroids. We got a clear scanner.
Like scanners back in the days. Yeah. It's
here.
Crazy. I was young.
We don't hear the person calling 911. We hear when 911 is sitting in the. You know what I'm saying? So I can't tell you how many people call 911, but I can tell you when dispatch takes the call and say, 113, we got such. Our analysts, who are real people, listens to it and they type it into the phone and they send it to your phone. So anything that happens, we listen to it. So when it's a missing young girl,
somebody, Sadie B had mentioned that I think her niece or something used it, but she said it's not available where she's located in Maryland.
Right. Because we only in certain service areas right now. You know what I'm saying? We in major cities: Chicago, New York, Baltimore, LA, San Fran. We're in major cities. We got 15 million people on this app right now. 15 million people. Tell one person come on your live right now and tell us that they reported a crime. Never. So his information was inaccurate. He was just doing that for clout to make Mac look bad. And I don't know they beef. I don't know what's going on. I don't even care about they beef. When he mentioned me, I had to come up and say something about it because it ain't right, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to stand on my integrity. I did 18 and a half years in prison. You think I want to come home for somebody to call me all types of nonsense?
I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, my I got family in the chat right now, and you know, that's my female cousin, right? I have a lot of women in my family, right? And not even just the women in my family. You know, all of you guys have women in your families, and y'all have younger relatives who, you know, we would never want to see anything happen to, elderly individuals who we never see anything happen to. And I remember, unfortunately, being incarcerated. And I used to always think, man, yo, Prince, there's no lie. One of my biggest fears and concerns was something happening to my mother. I used to be like, damn, like I don't know how am I gonna deal with that. And to know that there was an app that perhaps could have alerted my mother that some harm was up the block, you know, and she could kind of use that information not to go somewhere, and then she can share that information with somebody. I think that's dope. You dig what I'm saying? And honestly, it needs to be expanded to other communities.
Yeah, somebody just asked in the chat though too. They said how much, what would it take to reach MD? How much more than they put as an investor? E&G relaxing.
Now we coming. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, we just had to restructure. You know, so we had to do some layoffs. Well, let me ask you a question, my brother. First of all, what's your name?
Moshe.
Moshe, peace. How you doing, my brother?
Peace, my brother.
Let me tell you something. Not only can it alert my mother, but I have my mother on my home screen on the map where I will see if she's around any danger. So I can literally see where my family is at whenever there's something pops up on the app, and I can know how far they are away from that danger. So I can even tell my mother, Mom, don't go outside. There was a shooting. You know what I'm saying? Don't go to Rite Aid. There was a robbery. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, how valuable is that for under-resourced and underserved people, man? How valuable is that?
That's dope. That's
You know
dope.
what
I have an 18-year-old daughter, man, who's in college right now, and I need that. I need all of that. I don't care if the information is coming. I don't care who it's coming from. I need to know about her whereabouts and her safety, and if that's something that could protect her, I need all that. So,
bro, I'm working on a whole college initiative right now for college students, mainly a whole device where they be able to, like, you'll be able to know their location. They be able to talk to a live agent when they need help. They need help. Like, say if I get into a car accident right now, and God forbid I get into a car accident and I don't know my location, an agent that knows my location can actually send a state trooper to me or emergency vehicle to me when because I'm not responding. You know what I'm saying? So now you know your daughter is walking back and forth to school. You can actually have an agent like walk with her. You know what I'm saying? Follow her and be on the live with her while she's going to school. Then if she getting followed or chased, what you expect for an agent to do? Call you. You know what I'm saying? And what you supposed to do? If you can't get there, you gotta call 911. Let's be real, man. Let's all these so-called gangsters and thugs act like they never gonna call the cops if something really happening to their family, bro. Yo, you're gonna have to call. But we not gonna do it. You can't call through our app. You can't dial 911 through our app, bro. It just ain't gonna happen. It just ain't gonna happen, and it never happened.
And,
yo,
and that's what, yo, Prince, that's what I was saying. I was saying, yo, listen, Citizen is just an app that is not for snitching. It's not a snitching app. What are you talking about? Citizen is an app that alerts the people of the community of what's going on that the police already know. It's not like anybody is telling the police anything that they don't know. It's just giving the citizens what the police already know. You know what I'm saying? So everybody is alert. The police hate that app. You know what I mean? But now what I'm saying is, what is the difference between an iPhone and a Citizen app? You could call 911 on your iPhone. So if we going by what he's saying, then I can't have an iPhone, because an iPhone I could call 911 on.
You know where the snitching comes from on some real shit? It's the same so-called gangsters that be in the chat, in Citizen chat, saying, yo, we know it was them niggas from 163rd. We know, you know what I'm saying? And they go in these aliases and they trying to get people caught. Like you think police ain't watching citizens just like they watching Facebook Live and Instagram Live or watching this YouTube channel right now? You think police? What do you think? They some type of like they different than regular humans that don't watch TV, that don't watch popping podcasts? You think they don't watch what's going on? They want to see who's arguing and who's telling on themselves? Yo, is any platform, bro. Any platform, they're gonna go in there and get information. It's just that's just what it is. You think they're not watching Matt Hoffa's his streams when he's talking about tax stone and all these other things that he got going on?
Yeah, and I think thank you for your narrative, man. Thank you for your perspective. That's important, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. I didn't even know how intricate the Citizens app thing was. I mean, my wife probably has more knowledge of it than I do. But you know, that right there, I think is dope, man, to have that information. And I know Math was saying that, you know, about China, and that's his way of, you know, doing whatever it is. I don't know him personally, so I mean, he obviously is gonna say what he got to say or whatever. But I mean, you know, I get it, man. Yo, listen, y'all tuned in to We Locked In, man. Oh, I'm seeing like it's 155 people in the chat, but it's only 87 likes in the building. Like, come on, either y'all just in the building for being in the building. Hit the like button if you like the content. We got the brother Prince Map up here. He's talking about Citizens Act, how our relatives can benefit from that in the community. We got China Mac up here. We got KK. We got Mikey B. You got Moshe. What's going on, man? We only got 87 likes in the building, man. Hit that like button, y'all.
What's going on?
Yo, it's like Instagram stories, man. They watch it, but they don't comment. You know what I'm saying? It's like an Instagram story, man. They gonna watch it and they not gonna comment. They not gonna like it, man. That's,
you know what's crazy though? This is what we try. This is what we use this platform for, though, bro. Not none of the nonsense or anything, but to educate our people, man, and really get them to understand what's going on around them. You know what I'm saying? And just to make better decisions and hopefully be an example and to show them what success actually is, bro. When you hard work, when you work hard, when you unite with your brothers, when you keep things official all the way around the board, you ain't got to sell your soul. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to lose your integrity or give it any of that just for some numbers or some likes, whatever. You ain't got to do that.
Absolutely. Hey, yo, man, yo, Nev, at one time, man, I was part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For the rest of my life, man, I want to be part of the solution now. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm doing, bro.
It's helping our families. You know what I'm saying? Making sure my grandson grows up and not in prison, but in college as an engineer. He don't got to just think that he got to be able to play basketball or be able to spit a lyric in order to be successful. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, man, reading is cool. You know what I'm saying? Squares is winning, man. You know what I'm saying? Call me a nerd, a geek, call me what you want to call me, but call me driving to my house right now. Call me that.
Yo, but let me tell you, let's take this angle. Look at this. Math knows exactly what he's doing. He brought up J Hood right behind Styles P. Wow. He brought Little C's up right behind Troy Ave.
Wow.
Right? He know what he's doing. He know controversy sell. He bring it up. If he can bring up 6ix9ine, he's gonna bring 6ix9ine up there. He knows controversy sells, bro. Look how much he had 6,000 on his live earlier. Him and China Mac was going at it on China Mac Instagram, 1,500 in the building. You heard? And it was going up. Right. It glitched out on me, you heard? It glitched out.
And y'all China, y'all broke Instagram, bro.
They broke Instagram. They broke Instagram live, you heard?
Yeah, Instagram got broken.
It glitched, bro.
Broke Instagram, bro.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm not in the loop. I never even heard of him, but I DM'd him like, yo, bro, please do me a favor. Do not do that. You know what I'm saying? I said, you want to talk to me? You can talk to me because I don't know him. I never heard of him before. I don't follow dudes like that. They're not in my circle. You know what I'm saying? They're not in my circle. But I told him, like, listen, if you can show me where we report crimes, I'll give you $1 million. I'll give you my shares. Show me. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I ain't gonna lie though. He know what he's doing. He ain't dumb.
Alone.
He not dumb. He didn't get to where he's at for being dumb. He not dumb. He know controversy sells. He know a dude like J Hood is going to come up there and say something crazy. And he brought up another dude, Shaheem. Look at his situation. So he knew what he was doing with that. That was it. That was calculated. That was calculated.
Yo, Prince, man. Hey, yo, man, I'm gonna probably hit you. I got my bad too, man. I gotta holler at you too, man. I ain't get my boy.
Yo, man. I've been going through some stuff up here, man. You know, a lot of shit happening, man. You know, my man just passed away today, as a matter of fact, maybe a few hours ago in a hotel, man. He was in Sing Sing. What is his name? Was Cujo, but he overdosed on fentanyl, man.
Wow.
Word, man.
That shit crazy,
man. You know what I'm saying? That shit crazy. Like, no motherfuckers don't know fentanyl being weed, it being coke, it be, you know, obviously it's in dope, and dudes are just like laying down and not waking up, man. Like we gotta let dudes know, like, yo, don't do drugs, period. If you know it's in weed, why would you smoke it?
It's in weed too?
It's in
weed
dudes
now,
starting
bro. To put fentanyl on weed.
Dudes putting fentanyl on weed now,
bro.
Yeah,
fentanyl and weed?
Word, bro. Word, man. You know what I'm saying?
Prince.
Like,
yo, Prince.
Crazy.
Yes.
Pardon me, my brother. Is it true? I just heard that it's true that Citizen app can also be used to warn those of us in the community when the officers themselves are engaged in practices where they be shooting individuals and beating up individuals as well. It's something that could also alert us to that as well, right?
So Moshe, let me just give you a little history why we created Citizen app. Citizen app was created to bring transparency to police misconduct. You know what I'm saying? That's why it was created. So you can go live when police is on the scene, and you can see the interaction between police and the community. It started from Sandra Bland, who was found hanging in her cell in Texas.
That's right.
And like 1999, if I'm not,
no,
2015.
Yeah.
16, something around that time.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about when I went to prison. But anyway, it started back then. You know what I'm saying? And she was hanging in her cell, and they found out later on that she was actually hung. You know what I'm saying? But there was no transparency or accountability for the police. Citizen brings mutual accountability for the community and makes most of all for the police. That's why Max said police hates us, because people go live when police come to the scene. They hate us. They hate us, bro. They don't want us in a city because we can go live every time a police car pull up. Every time a police car pull me over, I go live on Citizen. Why? Because now everybody in the neighborhood is watching my interaction with the police. Why did you pull me over, officer? Why did you do this? And everybody's watching it.
Oh, nah, yes, that's dope.
100%.
That's dope. Shout it out to the family of Sandra Bland who lost their loved one, man. Shout it out to Sean Bell's family. All right. Amadou Diallo's family. Oscar Grant's family. All right.
George Floyd's
family.
George Floyd, bro.
Right.
We went to Minneapolis and we was getting 50,000 downloads a day because of George Floyd, bro. 50,000 downloads a day in Minneapolis, bro, because of George Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't have transparency out there. We made sure we put Citizen in Minneapolis when that happened.
And you know, man, shout out, man, to you. And somebody put in the chat, they want to know whether or not if Citizen's app is black owned.
I'm black and I own a lot of goddamn shares, so you do the math. You know what I'm saying? I'm black. You know what I'm saying? I'm black. So you do the math. Am I the CEO and founder? No. Do I have ownership? Absolutely.
All right. Okay. And yeah, man, you know, and I see Sadie B putting there that Sandra Bland passed on her birthday, which was July 13th, 2015.
Sad, man. Sad.
Yeah, you know, and you know what, man? I mean, we always talking about being innovative and using our creativity and ingenuity to help us, man, you know, tap into like different type of resources, in this case financial resources. But I think that the Citizens app is a dope concept, man, when you know it being conceived off the backs of those individuals whose lives were taken. In this case, you know, we know Sandra Bland, you know, was found hung in her cell and things like that, man. But you know, for this to kind of be like a way we can be transparent and keep another eye on the officers, corrupt officers, I think that's dope, man. I think that's super dope, man.
Who don't want to, like, that's why they don't like us, Moshe, because we bring an accountability to the police. That's why they don't like us. You think police want to be seen? You think police want to be like a body cam is different than citizen because we have the ability to alert 4 million people in New York City at one time. You can have 4 million eyes on a police interaction. Who don't want that? You know what I'm saying? Who don't want that?
Yeah, and I think the way that Math was using it was to say simply that because China wanted it used in this case at this time, and I think there needs to be some backdrop that at the time, innocent civilians in the Asian community were being attacked indiscriminately, unjustifiably, without any provocation, and somehow we're supposed to, I guess, not appreciate the fact that it should have. I'm disgusted. Forget all that. I'm disgusted that it had to be only China Mac that took a stand against that. That it should have been all of us taking a stand against that. Why did it have to be somebody from the quote unquote Asian community? Forget all that. This is happening. This is being done. We should all take a stand against that.
Exactly, Moshe. And I stood out there with China Mac. And you know what? We wanted the agents to understand that if something like this happened, we could notify more agents to be on alert for this happening to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't stop the first Asian attack from happening, but we can stop the second and third one. And that's what we wanted to do. We couldn't stop the first Asian attack from happening, but we could alert them agents in that area that, yo, listen, this is going on. Be on point for this. Why not? Why not? That shit ain't cool for a motherfucker to be hitting an agent in the fucking head with a rock and knocking that lady in the head that was in the Bronx that went into a coma. You know what I'm saying? Somebody just shot 10 and killed 10 agents. 10 agents. We alerted everybody in the area. And people was thankful for us. Yo, man, thank you for letting us know. Thank you for letting us know. Because now you got an active shooter on the loose. So if you want to call us a snitch for letting people know that there's an active shooter on the loose, then so be it, man. I'm gonna hold it down, man. I am what I am. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna let you know that there's an active shooter on the loose. Tuck it in.
Yeah, man. Yo, yeah, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for. I'm glad you pulled up, man, because you just educated me about stuff that I had no knowledge of, and now I'm gonna do a little bit more further research about that, man. I think that that's very important, man. Yeah, man. Joey P, we see you, man. Man, big shouts to you as well. Big shouts to you as well, my brother, man. We send our love right back to you, man. We nation.
You already know.
Yo, man. God bless y'all, man. May y'all have the most success.
We appreciate y'all,
doing, man.
Yo,
stay firm.
Yo, you know we got your back, China. Yo, you the bro, man. I don't give a fuck about none of that Asian shit, none of that. You the bro.
Yo, bro. All y'all my brothers, man. This ain't fake. Like, these are.
I know how you do, bro. We know how you do, bro.
Man. Like, I made this man right here president of the Chinese organization. Yo, I forgot all about that, Prince. Yo, I love y'all, man. Be safe, man.
Yo,
I'm coming to Cali. Yo, you got my text. Check your texts. I'm coming to Cali.
All right, let's get it.
All right, bro.
All right, peace.
Peace, bro.
Yo, KK, love you, bro.
Love you too, homie.
Peace, bro.
Yo, stay up, Matt.
Yo,
man. Yo, you know what's important, man. Yo, Joey P, man. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that stuff, man. You know, I don't be cursing, man, but yeah, man, ain't nobody trying to hear that stuff, bro. That's ain't nobody hearing that. All that other stuff. Yo, yeah, we love Asians more than black. Yeah, all right, whatever. I love Asians more than black. So I don't care about that. What you gonna do? What's up? I don't care about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares, right? So at the end of the day, I think that the situation becomes like real ignorant, when we keep perpetuating these foolish ideologies, man, keeping ourselves divided even much more. But I'm glad that we're able to have these conversations, man. Yo, TP, hold on, that's my man right there, man. T Power, man. Shout it out, man. What's good? What's good, my brother? Yo, bro, that bro right there, I got a story to tell you, but that's another. We ain't even gonna get into that, man. That's my
turtle.
bro.
My turtle.
Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm telling you, I was around some brothers who stood up, man, hard body in great metal when they was killing black men. And that brother right there, man, yeah, he was not tolerating that. My brother.
Look what Chang Lee.
I love you, T Power. That's a fact. You know that already.
He said
we ain't even gonna get to that.
Yo,
ain't even for
yo,
YouTube.
yo, check this out.
Ain't even for YouTube.
We ain't gonna just bash out Math Hoffa like that because it's not even.
We ain't bash him. Shout out to Math.
Shout out to him, but
no.
Personally, the way they got today, the way I'm happy that they got on live together and they got it out. We needed to come address this to the community from our perspective. You know, we locked in, we got our own perspective. You know what I'm saying? We was back, we was arguing before we got on here.
Absolutely.
Moshe was like, yo, KK, why don't y'all say that for the show? Real talk. Because we want to give y'all a great perspective that nobody else is giving y'all on YouTube. You see what I'm saying?
The main thing, hold on, because
information coming from real people, and that's why, you know, we got the integrity. We can do what a lot of people can't do on YouTube. We can bring a lot of people here that everybody can't bring.
Listen, Word 183rd said it. Moral of the story: mind your business. You got a problem with another man, keep it off the internet. Simple.
Listen.
Somebody got an active case that's going on right now. Leave it, bro. Unless you're gonna do it from a real news journalistic perspective, and you're just updating the people. You know what I'm saying? So, like that, we ain't getting into no hate. We ain't choosing no sides. This is being real, true, being honorable, and that's the way to actually go, man. With everyone, man. If you black, Chinese, whatever, no matter what you is, if you're keeping it honorable and respectful, bro, you taking care of yourself, your family, and your people. That is the move. Let's just be real, right? And KK, thank you for that, man. And first of all, let me shout out my brothers, man. You know, Mikey being KK makers, like Mikey said, right? You know, we were before the show came on, we were disagreeing, literally going back and forth all day about this, man. You know, off and on. You know, we at work, we doing what we doing, we grinding, but we still finding ways to hit each other and stuff like that. You know, but the reality is this, though, right? 183rd, you said it the best, man. Mind your business, man. And if you got an issue with somebody, then you know you might want to just hit them up on the low and their DM and be like, yo, I need to talk to you or something like that. But sometimes it don't always work like that. Nobody up here is bashing Math. We don't know Math. You know, the only thing we can do is come from our perspective and say, yo, we don't necessarily disagree with his approach, but we just feel a way about it. You know what I mean? And if we did disagree, we're gonna tell you, look, bro, we disagree with that because one, you're out there and you can't say for us that we don't have an opinion because we're not in the culture. That's just, you know, I don't think any of us can claim that over the next. I think we're all a part of the culture. We do have a voice. We shouldn't invalidate anyone's voice because we shouldn't be trying to silence anyone. I think that's a form of quote unquote cancel culture. Somehow your voice don't matter because you speak about something that you see. But I do understand the need to kind of like, you know, keep your opinions to yourself at times. That's definitely important. But sometimes we definitely need to have this conversation because what happens on these airwaves is that these airwaves are actually raising our kids if we're not careful. So we need to have a counter response to that so that people they get an opportunity to hear something else as well. All right, Mikey. I love what Shauna said.
Yo, did you see
family straight up
your true video? With you on the front of that video, the last video he did.
Yo, they killed me with that.
Yeah, so
your truth, my opinion.
Y'all gotta subscribe to Your Truth.
Y'all
Don't
killed
say like this.
Y'all killed me. Y'all killed me with the Black Panther suit dancing. That's how y'all doing me like that. All right, whatever, man. Y'all got.
Hey, yo, who face was that when they came out in the crowd and they was dancing? Who faces he had on the people that was dancing?
Yo, he had Math. I ain't even gonna go there, man. Yo, he was wild.
Yo, make sure y'all go subscribe to Your Truth, My Opinion TV. Yo, he got all the videos. All the videos is up there.
Yo, he been
killing. Y'all tap with that. You got True LES up here. You know, we got Rich Mindset TV.
Rich Mindset.
Rich Mindset
TV.
China Mac TV. Who else? Who I'm forgetting? G'd Up Quinn. Make sure y'all salute to G'd Up Quinn.
Yeah, True LES Talk is up there.
True LES. Jamal Saladin, Mac Me, you know what I'm saying? OG Sonny Blanco. Everybody that chapter. Make sure y'all go subscribe, man. Like, share, subscribe, though. You know
Please.
what I mean?
Hit listen, even go listen. And if you haven't subscribed to Math Hoffa, go to Math Hoffa and subscribe to him too.
I'm trying to go to the gym like 6 o'clock in the morning, bro.
Yeah,
I'm tired now.
Yo,
I got school.
We've been giving y'all back to back fire. We've been giving y'all back-to-back fire, man. Get that likes up. Make sure everybody share this with someone.
Oh yeah, we gotta let them know, man. Trauma Thursdays is coming back, man.
Oh yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Therapy Thursdays.
It's your Therapy Thursdays, man, coming back, man, so we can really work on these issues that we all got, all face demons we be trying to keep locked up.
Yes.
Yo, we've been hitting y'all with some exclusive content. Y'all can't front,
man.
yo. Y'all can't front, bro.
Salute.
Yo, make sure if y'all haven't hit that like button already, man, on y'all way out, man, hit that like button, subscribe, share. Listen, man, we appreciate y'all love and y'all support, man. I'm Moshe.
I
speak for my brother
y'all already know.
KK. Y'all already know, man. We locked in, y'all.
Salute.
Peace.
Go take my son.